Thank you, Madam Chair. Currently, there is immense social and political polarization in Turkey, which we think was engineered by the president of the country, Erdogan himself. President Erdogan has been systematically violating the fundamental democratic principles of separation of powers and the rule of law. He has virtually monopolized the executive, legislative, and judicial powers. Having ended the peace process with the Kurdish movement in spring 2015, President Erdogan has dragged both the Kurdish issue and the country as a whole into a vicious cycle of violence. There are systematic governmental attacks on democratic life in Turkey. More than 2,000 academics are facing legal and administrative investigations for signing a pro-peace statement regarding the Kurdish issue. Over 50 of them have already lost their jobs. 4 of them have faced pre-trial detention. There is no freedom of press in the country. Over 30 journalists, mostly Kurdish, are in prison. More than 2,000 of HDP, my political party, and DBP members and executives are in prison. The immunities of HDP deputies in particular were lifted. 21 democratically elected Kurdish mayors are in prison now, and the Ministry of Interior dismissed 31 other Kurdish mayors from their duty, which has totally undermined local democracy in the Kurdish region. Several Kurdish towns have been put under siege or indefinite curfew since August 2015, and some 10 Kurdish towns were totally destroyed with heavy artillery and tank fire under the pretext of fighting terror. Some of these towns look like worse than the towns in Syria and Iraq. About 60 refugees from Syria were reportedly killed while trying to cross the Turkish-Syrian border. There have been systematic attacks on sexual minorities and women's rights in Turkey. There is illegal expropriation of properties of those affiliated with anti-President Erdogan political trends. So according to last 2 cases, according to several witnesses, Mr. Hurşit Külter, a Kurdish citizen of Turkey and an executive member of Democratic Regions Party, was taken into custody on May 27, and since then, state authorities and security forces have been denying that he is under custody. We suspect he was disappeared. And only half an hour ago, I got the news that Professor Şebnem Korur Fincancı, the world-renowned human and women's rights activist, the chair of Human Rights Foundation of Turkey, and a senior professor of forensic medicine, Mr. Erol Önderoğlu, Turkey's representative of Reporters Without Borders, and Mr. Ahmet Nesin, an author and publisher, were arrested and sent to jail on charges of making terrorist propaganda because they showed solidarity with Özgür Gündem, which is a critical Kurdish newspaper that has been under constant government harassment. The list can be extended. I am going to stop here. My question is, we wonder why the President of the Parliamentary Assembly of Council of Europe, as well as the Secretary General of the Council of Europe, have chosen to remain silent on these issues in Turkey, and when will they break their silence? Thank you.